What's up, Porsche fanatics? Will here with Rennthusiast, and I'd like to welcome you to my latest video. This one is going to be an update on my Porsche 911 993 project. If you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that I love this 95 993 coupe. So much is good about the car, but I did share recently that I wished it was a little bit more visually exciting, and so I have decided to keep the car. At the time I published that video, I was giving a little bit of thought to selling it, but I have decided to keep it and embark on a journey to dial it in, tweak it, modify it, make it mine. And so this video is going to be to give you kind of an update on the project. You're going to get to see some of the Tartan samples that I've sourced. I'm going to give you an update on the carpet I've selected. I'm also going to have an upholstery person who will be tearing down my seats and rebuilding them. I'm going to have her talk us through what that process looks like. So if you have any ideas for me or you think I'm nuts, tell me in the comments. Love to hear from you all. Doesn't necessarily have to jive with where I'm taking the car, but I'm still always interested to hear what Porsche guys might have to say. So before I jump into the video, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. It is growing daily. Just crossed 5,000 subscribers, and I am looking to hit 10,000 next. So would love to have you along. Let's jump into the video. All right, it's been a little while, so it's nice to see my car again. As you can see here, the interior, and we'll get into this stuff here in a minute, but the interior has begun being worked on. Oh, and as my friend Dave, whose shop is doing this work, told me, you don't want to see the sausage getting made. So look, here's the update on the car, guys. As you can see, if you've been following along, you know that I've got some issues going on with my window seals, so they've begun evaluating this. They feel like there's not any rust in there. I tend to agree based on what I'm seeing. I am not trained though. I know some of you guys out there have experience with this rust issue, so hey, weigh in. I'll give you a close up there. I mean, this thing is deteriorated for sure. Got a little tiny bit of rust there. Who knows what we'll find. Anyway, the more interesting component to this job right now for me is what's going on here. This is a beautiful RS wheel that I was able to source on Rennthusiast. That was awesome. You see there my gray square weave carpet sample, so we're going to redo the entire interior there. As you can see, the old wheel, the 3-spoke has been taken off. They've begun work there on putting the Continental head unit in. They've removed some of this door panel. I'm going to take this section here. We're going to match the carpet there. So I'm going to show you a segment of this Mexico blue car over there with these fabric samples on it here in a minute. The reason that I'm going to do that is because I've decided to paint my calipers Mexico blue. I think that'll play well with the polar silver. The polar silver does have hues of blue in it, unlike Arctic silver. So, you know, here's what I'm thinking about, guys, is the fabric selection for my seat centers. So I was fortunate enough to be able to source some 996 turbo seats. I'm going to redo the centers. I've got the upholstery person over there, Lisa, is going to talk us through that project in a minute. But, you know, I've got these fabric samples here. You know, I like green. Green is one of my favorite colors, as you can see by my strap there. But I don't know that that's going to play well. I think it would work, but I just don't know if that's the right solution for what I'm doing. I want to go bold, but I think that might be a little too bold. This is pretty cool, but I'm not totally sold on a tight pattern like that. I like this color scheme, but again, it's a tight pattern. This works fairly well, but the blue is a little muted for my taste. So I'm going to go ahead and give you kind of a spoiler alert here. Well, before I go there, actually, let me just show you the no pile. These are the samples that I ordered that I thought, hey, maybe they had some potential. I'm saying no. If you guys, if you guys disagree or you go with any of these right here in the no pile, certainly tell me in the comments. I'll even number them for you. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, if you like those, tell me. These are the two that I'm into. And so I'll kind of let you see them in the car. So imagine for a moment you've got a Mexico blue caliper. You got these guys here. I'm going to pull these out now. So I think this is beautiful. It would work without question. It's got a little bit of blue that plays so well with this polar silver. It's understated, tasteful, I'd call it conservative. And then you got this here. So I like that this is a little bolder. It's a little more vivid blue. And I think that would play well with the Mexico blue calipers. So I will just share with you right now that I am leaning in this direction. So you've seen the samples. I'll show them to you on the Mexico blue car. Okay, so as I have shared with you guys, this Mexico blue is what I'm gonna paint the calipers. That's a decision I have reached. And part of what's driving my center fabric choice is indeed this Mexico blue color. So it'll be the accent I put on the calipers, and I'm trying to decide which fabric to put on my seat centers. So obviously there's a fair amount of blue here. I took a lot of negative feedback from Dave and my brother about that, so I guess that's off the table. I kind of like it, but it's not the right thing. So I think these three are phenomenal, and kind of leaning in that direction. So if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. And this is Lisa, who deals with these seats on a daily basis, and I thought I'd have her talk us through kind of what the process is going to be and maybe some recommendations for getting this seat right. This is my 996 turbo seat to go into my 993. I have fabric samples down here. Yes, I went a little nuts, and yes, some of these are absolutely hideous in real life, but you know, when I saw the sample list, I kind of just started ticking all sorts of boxes. So, you know, Lisa, tell me a little bit about what you think you might do with this seat, what recommendations you might have.
Sure. So first we're going to tear it down and check out the foam. It looks like it might need a little bit of foam work, build up these bolsters. And then we'll go over some designs and see what kind of design you like to do. Pick the pattern you like.
So what thoughts do you have? And be brutal.
Honestly, this one I just can't get with. This I like.
Okay.
And this I like. You know, I like a lot of the blues, and with a silver car, the blue would look really nice.
Yeah.
It just depends on what look you like. And then, you know, we can play around with some contrast stitching to make the thread either blue or silver.
So you're gonna totally like take this seat apart. Okay. So like is this a different section? Like when this comes apart, what does it look like?
So everywhere you see a seam is a different piece. And this is all top stitch. So it's just a decorative stitch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll take it completely apart and make it beautiful. That's what we do.
What's your opinion on the condition of this seat? I mean, I don't know much about this. I don't know if that's designed to be that squashed or.
It's definitely been compressed. You know, we'll steam it will help a lot. You know, the leather's a little hard. If you want to feel this in comparison, it's.
So this is what it'll end up being, right?
Yeah, nice and soft. But overall, the seat's not in bad shape. You know, we get some in here that have to be completely rebuilt, but this one looks pretty good. Just needs some new leather.
All right, cool. How long do you think it would take you to rework one seat? I guess it kind of depends on what your findings are.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how, you know, extensive you want the design, you know, we could probably do it in a couple days.
Lisa, thank you so much for your input.
No problem. Thank you, Will.
I'm enjoying the project, would love to hear thoughts, suggestions. I do have a roll bar coming. It's a DOS bolt-in. Trying to figure out what I want to do with that. So yeah, Turbo Bumper 2 is in process. So project's unfolding. I really want it to be over because I want my car back. So there you have it, an update on that 993. I think it's gonna be sick when the project is through. You know, I've had a really interesting comments on this build. Some people are like, what are you doing? The thing is perfect as it came from the factory. Other guys are really, really supportive. So if you have shared your sentiments so far in the comments along this journey, thank you, regardless of what your opinion is. You know, my belief is that the car needs to be what I want it to be, and so ultimately it will be that. I do value input though, so if you have any ideas for me, please don't be shy about sharing them in the comments. Again, please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you next time.